Hello there, Amanda here, and today is day two of 365 days of posting on Facebook Live. So excited to be here. I wanted to follow up on something I shared yesterday. So, yesterday I was talking about how I have this sneaky, subtle habit of quitting and kind of giving up when things get hard. And I say sneaky and subtle because I'm not always aware of it. Just all of a sudden, I've changed directions or I'm not doing the thing I want to be doing and or I haven't reached the goal and I'm wondering why. And when I look back, I go, oh, right. It's because I quit somewhere in there. Or I gave up somewhere because things got hard. And there are two areas of my life that I see this happen very consistently. Exercise and work. Those are the two areas where I get challenged and where I feel the most resistance, where I feel myself backing off. And so, specifically with exercise, it's like this really weird thing that happens. And let me know if you can relate to this. I love to exercise. So the challenge for me is not there because I actually really like exercising and I will show up for a class, I will show up for a walk, like whatever it is, but the output that I give is so minimal. I will do like an Apple Fitness class, like a strength training class, and I get all my stuff ready and I'm doing it, but I'm always holding back. Like there is only so much that I give. And I watch the folks that are teaching the training or the class and I'm like, God, they're working so hard. They're actually like sweating and they're like pushing themselves. And I like rarely sweat and I don't push myself that hard. And I notice for me that like I get to this point that I'm working hard and then it's like I just stop and I don't go any further than that. I just do kind of like the minimal effort. And this is something I've been aware of, but I just haven't really had a name for it. I haven't really known what it was or what it meant. But like anytime I take a class, anytime I'm doing something physical, I only go so far. I only do so much and then I just stop. I give up in some way. I distract myself. I put the weights down. I like get out of the position that I'm in because it's too hard. And this showed up, this was years ago, but this was really clear for me. I ran a marathon when I was 25. And yeah, like running a marathon, huge accomplishment. Like I didn't quit, right? I did it totally. I did that. I made this thing happen. And I'm really proud of that. But where that quitting actually happened was in the training. Like I had 6 months of training, and it really was like 6 months of little individual quitting. I did the big thing. I did the big thing, but the big thing of running the marathon was about 20, 50, 100 times harder than it needed to be because I did 6 months of showing up in a very minimal way, showing up just to do whatever was asked of me, like the minimal amount, and then going home. And that I did the race and I finished it, but it was so freaking hard. It was so hard that I like vowed to never run again. It was so hard on my body because I trained, but I didn't train hard enough and thorough enough for it to be a good race for me. So that is like I do that. That's just like an example from years ago, but it really shows up for me like I just feel like I always leave something on the table. Always. I always leave something on the table. Like I will only do so much work. And then when it gets hard, I go, I'm taking a step back. And what I notice, like if I trace it back and I just think like, okay, well, what's the thought or what's the feeling or what's going on for me? It's like if I do the hard thing, if I show up and if I like pick a heavier weight and I actually do all the reps that they say, and I do the hard thing and I break a sweat and I feel like I'm really pushing myself, like what happens then? Like it feels terrifying to me to get to that point of like this is really hard. I've never been in this place of hard. So I don't actually know what to do or what to expect. I know what to expect if I keep it back here. If I just hold myself back, I know what that's like. So that's what I'm going to do. And I don't actually like put myself in that place of discomfort very often. I definitely pull back from that. And it's so interesting because I just feel like I am not fully living my life when I'm doing that. And this came up so clear for me the other day. So Justin and I decided we were going to go jump in the pond and on New Year's Day. It was really freezing outside. And the water temperature was like 38 degrees and it was so freaking cold. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do this thing. And I was like, it took me so long to even say yes to the idea of going. And I went and was standing on the rock because my friend Sarah said to jump in, don't walk in. It's going to be so much easier if you jump in. So I'm standing on the rock and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid. I was crying. I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid. I said, I'm so afraid of dying. I'm so afraid I'm going to die. I'm so afraid I'm going to die. And then the more I talked about it and the more I just like kept processing, the more I was like, I'm so afraid to live. I'm so afraid to live. I'm so afraid to live. Like, I'm so afraid to live my life. And I was so freaking afraid. I jumped in and I did it and I came out and I was like breathing really hard and the water was unbelievably cold and I did it. And it was such a moment for me of like realizing that this is what it's been about for me all these years is like, I only go so far because I'm really afraid of that next level, that up leveling of myself, that up leveling in my life, that fully diving into my life, that living my life. Like that to me, there's a line that I've stayed behind much of my life. And when I do the hard things, that means I'm like, ooh, I'm taking my life, I'm taking myself, I'm up leveling in some way. I'm challenging myself in a new way, and I'm actually living my life. And so that was just this huge revelation for me, and that's kind of what's like really spurred a lot of this thinking. And I wanted to share it with you. So let me know. Does it resonate? Um, I just want to mention that I don't do well with like small talk and surface talk. So like I kind of go deep and I just like go there. And anyway, that's what I'll be doing on this Facebook Live. I'm sure of it because it's kind of the only way I know. Um, and hopefully it's of some help for you. And anyways, I just wanted to share with you those thoughts around my fear and I'm going to be sharing with you just some of the things I'm doing, working on that. But it's something I'm thinking about every single day is like, I have this fear of living my life. I don't want to be afraid of living my life. I just want to live the truth of who I am, me. And so that's the work that I'm doing. That's where I'm at. And that's the journey I'm on. So, anyways, I hope that you are being you today and living into yourself in as full a way as you can right now. Okay. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.